Pawbert Lynxley. Awkward, funny, attempted murderer? For all that the awkward runt of the Lynxley family does, a lot of people still support him and want him to be redeemed. But can he be redeemed? Let's go over some evidence. The most obvious one is that he attempted to murder Nick, Judy, and Gary and Nibbles. Poisoning Judy, poisoning Nibbles, throwing Gary out into the snow, and attempting to poison Nick. That is not the actions of someone who usually has a chance at redemption. You've already crossed the line. But let's say that he's confused, he's adrenaline bound, even though he isn't, because he throws Judy to the ground after poisoning her and says, "I thought that you knew," which means he had been planning this. Second off, in order to show that you want to be redeemed, that is an important part of redemption. Pawbert shows none of this. At the end of the movie, he is reading Partnerships for Dummies because he wants to get closer to his dad. He does not care about anything else. He wants his father's approval. Next piece of evidence. He could have changed his outcome before being committed to it. After poisoning Judy, she says, "You could be different. You don't have to be like your family," and he says, "I don't want to be different." This is the path he chose. This is what he wants. And probably the most damning piece of evidence against Pawbert Lynxley ever being redeemable is he had this entire thing planned long before Nick and Judy got involved. Only once they got involved did he have to adapt to find a way to rid himself of them as well as Gary. You can see Pawbert in the beginning at the docks. He was there to get Gary. Whenever Judy bumps into him at the gala, he's shocked, surprised. He doesn't know why she's there, and he tries to probe into her intentions. That's why he drops the whole "Are you working this?" line. Once Gary is freed from his family, he doesn't have the journal, which is what Pawbert needs in order to find the original patent. Without it, he cannot prove himself to his family. Once they get the journal back, Pawbert doesn't really have a need for Nick and Judy. The police are already after them, believing that they attacked Bogo. But he's there to save them at the cottage. Why does he do that? It's simple. Because Gary wants him to. Whenever Pawbert throws open the door and hits one of the other police, Gary says, "See, I told you she was helping us." This implies that Pawbert had tried to argue against going back and getting Judy and Nick, but Gary had said, "No, they're helping us. We should go get them so that we can do this together." Needing Gary's cooperation in order to find the secret in the metal cover of the book, he has to go along with it, which leads to Judy coming along for the ride, which comes to the culmination whenever Pawbert tries to poison her, get rid of Gary, and get rid of Nibbles and Nick. If he would have succeeded here, they would have all been gone. He would have returned to his father, claimed the patent, and burned it. There is no redemption for Pawbert. If you want to hear more about my theories on Pawbert being redeemed, I have an over hour-long video on my channel. Please go check it out.